Hey everyone else going, welcome back to another video. So I'm talking about an episode that we most likely won't be talking too much about until, well, I guess like 2 weeks from now, which is episode 21, because we actually got a teaser, a scene anyways, and so I thought, you know what, I might as well talk about it. So obviously this will contain spoilers for episodes 17 and 18, I guess mostly for 18. Episode 19 and episode 20 are very unrelated to those episodes, so I've already watched 19 and 20. I don't really know what to expect from that, but I imagine that is just a solely Commonwealth episode. I have watched some footage from the episode, so I will do a video on that soon, but episode 21 seems to be directly connected with episode 18, especially with what happens at the end. So yeah, this will contain spoilers for that. If you are new here, make sure to be a subscriber if you do want more Walking Dead content like this. My spoiler review will be going live this Sunday for episode 19, and I will be doing a Fear the Walking Dead trailer breakdown. I promise you. I know I missed the last trailer, but they did release a new one, so I am working on that, so that could be out tonight or that's going to be out tomorrow. I'm trying to really get everything done for Sunday, so that's why I'm kind of working on that, but yeah, that will be done for sure this weekend. Now in this teaser, it doesn't say that this is what it is, but this is kind of what I'm thinking it is anyways, just because it kind of relates, I think, to what the story is going to be for episode 21, which is Daryl searching for Connie. I think this episode is going to primarily focus on Daryl searching for Connie, and then Carol, I guess, searching within, right, to see if she really wants to stay within Alexandria, because that's where we left off in episode 18, which is Daryl called Carol out on all her shit, basically just said, you always want to leave all the time, you're always looking for excuses to leave, you're saying that we're always doomed. Well, then just leave. You know, if you can't make up your mind, then just go. You know, I shouldn't have stopped you when you were on that boat or from going on the boat. And they kind of left off in a place where I think, yeah, their friendship definitely will be tested. And I do think they're going to make up. I think it will happen within these 6 episodes. Like, I think it is going to, I think by the end of episode 21, they're basically just going to be friends again, or that's going to happen maybe in the finale. That's the thing. The whole Negan dilemma definitely plays a role. That episode says it's going to test their friendship, and I think what it is mostly Carol wondering if she should stay or not. And I think that's why we get a lot of footage from that episode anyways of her just hanging around Alexandria doing normal everyday things. And I think this is where, and we'll talk about the footage for episode 21 in a second, but I think this is where the early reviews could come in, because a lot of early reviews, at least people who've watched the episode, they've said that this is one of the worst episodes of these 6 episodes, and it really was just so pointless. Like, this is by far, for sure, the worst one. All the other ones are like good to okay to great, and Here's Negan is like exceptional, amazing, but this episode 21, was just, it's bad, it's boring. And this probably could be why. I think it's because you're following Carol just searching from within, basically. Should she stay or should she go, right? And I think in the end, she's going to decide to stay, and I think that's why it's bad, is because it's just such a pointless episode, right? I think in the end, if that is the conclusion anyways, I am happy with the fact that Carol just makes the decision to stay, right? Although they have a spinoff, so she's going to leave anyways. But if that is the conclusion to episode 21, I'm fine with that, so we can kind of get past all of that. But I hope it is. I hope it's not just like that for no reason, and then in the end, she doesn't really know, because that would also be worse. Maybe that's what they're also referencing. But we know that Daryl and Carol's relationship, their friendship, is going to be the center of this episode. We have Daryl here. I mean, I think he's looking for parts for his bike, or parts for maybe vehicles or just machinery or something within Alexandria. So he's going under this car. The car starts to move, and then yeah, he's freaking out because it might roll on him, but obviously he should be fine. He's obviously looking for parts for his bike or something like that, but I think in general he is looking for Connie. We know that Connie isn't going to be in episode 21 or in episode 22 or in any of the other episodes. We know that Lauren Ridloff she's doing other stuff. They didn't need her for this, and so we're gonna have to wait for the final season for her to return. Daryl could find out some information before then, but considering the fact that Virgil is with Connie, and that's really the only way he could know, I don't think he's going to find out anything about Connie until the final season. And in my opinion, I think that's going to be more of an episode 8 thing, I think. Like by the first mid-season finale, if that makes any sense. Like episode 8, episode 7, around there, I think is where the reveal of Connie's survival will come. And yeah, that'll be just a big arc there, or closing that chapter. And I do want Connie's reveal to come soon, because the thing is, she's such an awesome character. It sucks that she's missing from the show. And the only reason they wrote her off to begin with was because she was doing some Marvel stuff. Well, I'm pretty sure anyways, she's done with all of that. I think that have her come back as early as she can, do whatever she can for the final season here. And then afterwards, she can go off and do like whatever, like the Marvel movies and this and that. And this is why I actually think Lauren Ridloff, Connie, won't be in the Daryl and Carol spinoff is because she has so much to do with like Marvel and other things. She has so many projects that I think she's too busy. I think it's just as simple as that. She's way too busy. But you have to bring her back early enough in the final season to have her play a role in just different ways. If you're going to put her with Daryl, I want to see more of that. Because Carol and Daryl, like we know in the end, Carol and Daryl are going to be in a spinoff and they're going to be out on the road, probably searching for Rick or for Leah potentially. We don't know what the premise is going to be. He could be searching for Leah and then he finds out news about Rick. Like that could be how all of that plays out. But I think it'll be more of the Rick thing. I think that's why Carol tags along. Anyways, you need Connie to come on earlier in the season just because you want to get those scenes there with Daryl. And you want to close up a lot of stuff like that. Because the thing is, even though Daryl leaves the show, you could still have Connie and him together, right? Like you could still do something there where maybe he leaves, but he promises he's going to be back. He's just going to go get his brother, right? Rick. Like that could be a possibility, even though that isn't going to happen for quite a while. But like I think that is definitely possible. Who knows? They could kill Connie off in the final season. Like we were all wanting, and I know they kind of did a variation of that scene, but we were all wanting the Rick and Andrea scene from the comic. Well, what if they do that with Daryl and Carol in the finals, or Daryl and Connie in the final season? What if they do that then? Because we never really got that, right? They could do a variation of that where maybe Connie gets bit or something like you know what I mean? Because it is the final season. Since I don't think Connie is going to be in the movies or they're going to do anything like in the spinoff with her, I think it's possible because again, Lauren Ridloff is just so busy. You might as well do something like that, but you never know. She might make time for The Walking Dead. She might actually prefer to do that over anything else. Like this is just me I'm just guessing from experience anyways. A lot of actors or actresses have left the show because they've wanted to do other things. And yeah, I think it's possible that the same thing could happen for Connie. Now, episode 21, I think is supposed to like primarily focus on Carol. I think there may be some stuff there with Negan and Maggie, just because like here's Negan. How is all of that going to play out? Like that's my question for you guys. And that's kind of where I'm trying to map how all this is going to play out. Like the finale is going to be, here's Negan's backstory. You think about the opening minutes and the first 10 to 15 minutes of the episode, what exactly is going to take place there? We see this shot of Negan, it's like he's packing up and leaving Alexandria. Well, aren't we supposed to see what leads up to that decision for him to leave? You can't just start the episode with him just deciding to leave, right? And I do think that is most likely what is happening. I think Negan is leaving. I don't know if it's been like settled with him. I think he could just be leaving to stay somewhere else, but he might come back to Alexandria. I'm not exactly sure what is going on, to be honest. Maybe he isn't leaving at all. Maybe he's just packing his bag and he's walking by. But Carol says to Negan, Maggie is going to kill you if you stay here. And so I think Carol is trying to get him to leave. I think he is going to leave. He's going to stay in his cabin. And that's where he thinks about his life. And that's where the backstory kicks in. I think there has to be some buildup for that episode. And I think it's going to happen in 21 near the end. One of the final scenes, it'll be very unrelated to the episode, but I do think it'll be Carol trying to do something with Negan. Maggie will be somehow intertwined in there. And I think the decision will be for Negan to leave Alexandria. And then there'll be some stuff there with Daryl, Maggie, blah, blah, blah. They'll end the episode. And this way, once we get to the finale, they can just kind of jump into it because there's going to be so much backstory to tell. And what happens at the very end, right? What happens in the final scene of the finale. And so I don't want to ramble too much about the finale, but yeah, definitely episode 21. I'm really just confused on the purpose of the episode other than, yeah, it definitely has to set up some stuff with Negan. Because we got all this Daryl stuff here in this teaser. We got some stuff with Carol, and we know it's going to focus on her a lot and just focus on, I guess, Daryl and Carol's friendship and basically the final scene of episode 18. But it would just be pretty off, I think, to jump right into Here's Negan. And I think we should get a lot more than that. There should definitely be more to it, but I don't know. Based off of the early reviews, I am a little worried about that. I don't think it'll take away from Here's Negan because I think there's going to be just amazing moments in there that all of the setup for it will just make no sense, right? But yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see. But I will leave it here. The scene definitely was pretty cool to see just because we've been away from Daryl for quite a bit. Well, I guess technically not really. We just saw him last week, but this isn't a backstory episode, right? It's set in the current time, so it feels more new and more fresh. So yeah, post all your thoughts down below and your predictions for episode 21, which is still, I know, like 2 weeks away, over 2 weeks away actually, until we get to watch it. But yeah, hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.